Hello, friends. Very good evening. Today we are going to learn the chapter from political science, working of constitution. Very easy and interesting chapter. So, how constitution works? What is the meaning of constitution? That we will see. So, constitution is nothing but a book of rules. Constitution is nothing but a book of rules, a book of laws. Constitution is a governing structure which governs the government, and objectives of our Indian constitution are to establish sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic government in India. So, can you tell me what is the meaning of sovereign? Sovereign means sarvabhaum, means free from any outer control. Socialist means where all the people are equal. Secular means there will be no official religion of the state. Democratic, where the people will elect their representatives. Republic, where the people are supreme, where the people have a real power in their hands. So, this is the first objective of our Indian Constitution. Second objective is to ensure the citizens get justice and their freedom is protected, that every citizen of India get justice. The freedom of every citizen of India should be protected. This is the second objective of our dear constitution. Third, to establish progressive developed society based on social justice and equality. So our constitution is a living document. In pre-independence India, there was no social justice, there was no equality. There was a caste system. Okay, so after the independence, the maker of our constitution decides to give social justice and equality to all the citizens of India. The constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. Now we will see what we are going to study in this chapter. So we are going to take a brief overview of the wide-ranging nature of Indian democracy. Second, important changes that have taken place in its political process. Third, steps that have been taken to establish social justice and equality. So after independence, government came up with a lot of policies and schemes to establish social justice and equality. So you will see a provisions in our Indian constitution in order to establish social justice and equality in our society. In this chapter, we will focus on democracy, social justice, and judicial system. See, democracy, political maturity. The people of country should be politically mature. Then only the democracy will strengthen in that country. The essence of representative system is to integrate the principles of democracy in actual practice. If we implement the principles of democracy in actual practice, then only these principles are useful for us. If we have written all these principles in the constitution, but if we are not practicing them in a real life, then there is no use of them. Second, accordingly, the Indian people have direct representation in the parliament, state legislature, and local government. Yes, our representatives are at Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Jilla Parishad, at state legislature, and in the parliament also. Our people, the people elected by us, they are representing us at all three levels. Holding free and fair elections at regular intervals is an important indicator of India's successful democracy. So we can say that Indian democracy is a successful one and the democracy of Pakistan is failed one. Why? Because in India you will see there is holding of free and fair elections at regular intervals. This made an India successful democracy. Indian democracy has become successful to a great extent. Why? Because of the increasing participation of the people of India in the political process and political competition. Yes, this is very true. You will see the Indian people are participating in political processes and political competitions, because of which our Indian democracy has become successful to a great extent. Now we will see about right to vote. So constitution had made provision of right to vote for adults. In the pre-independence India, several provisions existed which restricted right to vote. After independence, all such provisions were cancelled. Indian Constitution guaranteed adult suffrage. What is the meaning of adult suffrage? Adult suffrage defines the right to vote which is given to all people irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, sex or economic status. So every Indian citizen who is adult have a right to vote whether he is a man or she is a woman. So Indian Constitution guaranteed adult suffrage by giving right to vote equally to both men and women above the age of 21 years. The voting age later reduced from 21 years to 18 years, which gave opportunity of political participation to young generation in India. And this young generation supported new political parties and these political parties got elected. Such provisions made India the largest democracy in the world, the right to vote, which make India the largest democracy in the world. Decentralization of democracy is very important. Decentralization, what you mean by decentralization? Decentralization means the dividing of power, the division of power, the power given to the local self-government, the power given to the state legislature. Decentralization controls the misuse of power and also creates opportunities for political participation for the common people. So from where this concept of decentralization arises, where this concept of decentralization is given in the constitution. So it is given under the directive principles of state policy. So the provision of decentralization is given in the directive principles of state policy. What is the aim of directive principles of state policy? The aim of directive principles of state policy is to empower local self-government. Now, this is very important. 73rd and 74th Amendment. 73rd and 74th Amendment has given a constitutional status to local self-governing institutions and also increased their powers. So earlier, local self-governments were not having a constitutional status, but today, because of 73rd and 74th Amendment, they got more power and constitutional status. Right to information, RTI 2005. So what is this right to information? Citizens of India have a right to know about the functioning of the government. So we all have right to know about the functioning of government. This is our right. This is known as right to information. So citizens empowerment is essential for the condition of democracy, for strengthening the democracy. It is necessary to create opportunities for citizens participation and interaction with the government. So government came up with right to information. Government of India has given right to information to Indian citizens to ensure transparency and accountability, which are the hallmarks of good governance. Which government is a good government? The government which is having transparency and accountability. Right to information made the government more transparent and has reduced the element of secrecy in the working of government. Democratic reforms are considered as right of citizens. Indian citizens have got a right to information, education and food security. These rights have strengthened democracy in India. Thank you, my dear friends, for listening me peacefully. Today we will sum up this video. In the next video we will see social justice and equality. Have a nice day.